Oh wait. It has nothing to do with taste. The next day. Like the previous day, I went to the second basement of Nihonium in the morning to increase my strength, and came to the second basement of Tellurium in the late afternoon to hunt for carrots. There I witnessed something a little unpleasant. Terra Dungeon, second basement floor. 3 men and a woman were wandering around. One was a reasonably well-dressed, elderly man with an energetic, powerful face. The other 2 were, by contrast, young men and women, perhaps in their early 20s. Their equipment was so tattered that it showed the intensity of the battle with the monsters, and their hair and skin had no luster, as if they had just pulled an all-nighter. The 3 of us walked through the dungeon in formation. The monster, a sleeping slime, appeared. The man and woman jumped on the slime with a slow start. The 2 of them worked together to inflict damage, and just as the slime began to slow down, the older man stepped forward to finish it off. The sleeping slime disappeared and a carrot dropped with a pop. The old man picked it up and put it in his magic cart. He looked at the pile of loot in the cart, vegetables dropped by the monster, and looked satisfied. Meanwhile, the man and woman were exhausted. They were so exhausted that they had dark circles under their eyes, but this battle had drained them even more and they looked like they were about to collapse. Now, let's move on. Captain. Let me rest for a minute. I'm at my wit's end. What, are you tired already? I've been in here for 2 days. I haven't rested properly. I just need a little rest. You are not going to be able to do that. You can't be so soft as to be upset after 2 days in a dungeon of this level. When I was younger, I used to spend a week or 2 in dungeons like this. But I didn't sleep properly. In a dungeon, there's no place to sleep and no time to sleep. You can sleep standing up. The old man assured them. The young men and women who were told this looked at their leader emotionlessly, as if they were truly exhausted. An uncomfortable color flashed for a moment in the eyes of the old man. It was but a literal moment, however, when the man clenched his fists and spoke passionately to them. I'm working you both under the whip for no reason, is that what you think? No. I don't think so. No, I don't blame you for thinking that. The actuality is, I'm aware that I'm a little more demanding than other people. But I'm doing it all for your sake. For our. The young man and woman looked at each other. Yes, he said. We believe in your talent. We only grow while we are young. On the contrary, if you want to grow, you have to do as much as you can while you are young. Don't you think so? Maybe. I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to see with my own eyes the dream I had for you. Dreams? Yes. I dreamed that you could do it. That you could conquer all 5 dungeons in Cyclo, even though you are now only 2 floors below the surface of Tellurium, and that you would grow up to be what I would call the kings of agriculture. Oh, no. We can't do this. And besides. The man interrupted the man and woman as they were about to speak, as if to say, that's a success story. It's a success story. It will be a success story that will impress the next generation of young people who want to dive in the dungeon. I want to see that excitement, and I want to bring that excitement to the world. Hey, Captain. I didn't realize you thought so much of me. The young men and women were thrilled. They stared at the older man, their excitement overshadowing their exhausted faces. I believe in you, you can do it. Will you too believe in me? Yes. The young man and woman had motivation back on their faces. I witnessed a disgusting scene. A party of 3, a first-aged man whipping and working his weakened companions. I shuddered at the sight of him talking about inspiration, growth, and dreams. It reminded me of myself a little while ago at I was in a company very similar to this one. The president of the company said something similar to this guy, and his coworkers were moved by it. It was a bad place. So I felt a little bit bad. Mr. Yoda, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was feeling a little down when I heard a voice from behind me. I turned around and there was Emily, the owner of the voice, and Eve. Emily was still carrying a huge hammer and luggage on her tiny body, and Eve was dressed as usual, with her own scissors and bunny suit. Eve approached me silently and reached out to chop me. I don't like low level. I know. Hairy carrots. Yes, yes. Apparently, Eve wanted my dropped carrots as soon as possible, and that's why she came here. She must really like them if she's going to go all the way to the source instead of just going directly to the producer. All she wants is a small amount, one or so I thought I'd get her some first. I turn around and call out to Emily. Let's do it, Emily. Oh, I think we should take a little rest first. Rest? Emily walked up to me and looked up at me. She stares at me intently and then suddenly says, I'm going to eat lunch first. We're going to eat lunch first. Lunch. Yes, I am hungry. The most important thing to remember is that you can't just go out and buy a new pair of shoes. I was wondering what I should do, when Eve tugged at my hem. Carrots. Okay, I'll take one first. You take a break too, Eve. Emily suggested. Eve's lips pouted a little annoyed, incidentally. I don't need a break, okay? I'm serving carrot pudding right now. Ooh. Eve's eyes light up and she makes a familiar strange noise. You mean carrot? Carrot pudding. Emily smiled and began to prepare. She took various things out of her luggage, and among them was a pudding the color of a carrot. The color is not so common for a pudding, but regardless of that, it looks delicious. Even I thought so, but of course Eve, who loves carrots, was all giddy with excitement. Carrot pudding, quickly. Yes, here you go, she said. Here's your lunch, Yoda. Oh, thank you. I took the lunchbox and sat down on Emily's mat. I opened the lunchbox. I saw the colorful side dishes and smelled the fragrant aroma of the food. It looked perfect, smelled perfect, and probably was nutritionally perfect. However, the balance was instantly shattered. A small hand reached out from the side at a ridiculously fast pace and snatched a carrot from the lunchbox. Looking to the side, Eve was munching and chewing while looking in the direction of the day after tomorrow. Oh, no. I whistled. No, you're too good at cheating, aren't you? Well, I don't care if they take my carrots. I'd be happier if the carrots were eaten by a girl I liked. I put my hands together and said, I'll have it. Oh, this is great. This chicken cutlet? The aroma is amazing, and so is the batter. The aroma is amazing, and the batter is just the right amount of sweet. I used sweet potato flour for the batter, the spices are a bit of a secret. Sweet potato flour? You mean dried and powdered sweet potatoes? I didn't know such a thing existed. If you ask me, the more I chewed the batter, the more sweet potato-like the flavor was. The more I chewed on the batter, the more sweet potato-like the flavor was, which combined with the juicy chicken meat to fill my mouth with umami. Emily's cooking made me much happier. Then the three guys from earlier walked by. The young man and woman looked more and more tired, and looked at me with greedy looks. The young man and the young woman looked at each other with increasingly tired and greedy expressions on their faces, while the older man looked extremely displeased. He said, "You guys, don't be like that." Huh? The young man and woman are surprised. It's outrageous to be seen in a sacred dungeon, covered up like that. Nothing produced with such an attitude will resonate with the people. I agree. Dropped products have a soul. Our hard work shows up as it is in the quality and taste. Our hard work will be reflected in the quality and taste of the product, and our efforts will impress those who hold it in their hands. The elderly man was talking to his subordinates in exactly the same tone as before. Frankly, it was painful to listen to him, so I was about to walk away. And then, Eve went somewhere and came back soon after. She came back after catching a sleeping slime, the monster on the second basement floor of this tellurium. Eve was holding a tough monster, and a resisting one at that, as if it were a stuffed animal. It seems she is stronger than I thought. Eve came back to me with the slime in her arms. I'm going to defeat it. What? I'm going to beat it. Oh, yeah, your carrot. She must be really excited about her carrot, because she actually goes and gets the slime, and then she begs me to take it down. Huh. The old man snickered. Somehow, I felt he told me, not that easy way. I tried not to care and defeated the sleeping slime in Eve's hand. It was firmly fixed in place, and I'd boosted my strength to see with today's nihonium, so I was able to take it down with a single blow. With a pop, a carrot appeared, and Eve caught it in midair. Now that my quota was over, I thought, what next? Eve took the carrot and went to the group of three. She held out the carrot to the puzzled trio. Eat. What? I'll eat the carrot. No, but... The younger man looked at their leader, the older man looking increasingly grim. A blue streak twitched at his temple. Just eat. Eve sliced the carrot in half with her hand and shoved it into each of the man and woman's mouths. The two men, suddenly unable to avoid the carrots, had them shoved into their mouths. Yum. Is this really a carrot? Their eyes lit up in an instant and they raved about the carrots. They then munched on the carrots, which were raw but only, actually, peeled. The taste of carrots has nothing to do with hard work. Eve growled quietly. I understood that, but carrots might be superfluous. Even with the extra pillow talk, it worked. The first man's blue streak was getting more and more twitchy. He looks like a child invaded by an angel. You. Eve preemptively thrust a hand knife to his throat as he lunged to argue with the man. Blood poured from his throat. The man gulps for breath and stops moving. I hate carrot misunderstandings, Eve said quietly. I hate misunderstandings about carrots. The man had been misled, or rather, misinformed. Still, Eve interrupted him because it was about carrots. Carrots taste good without hard work. Low-level carrots taste good. You don't remember my name, do you? And why are you so bossy? I pointed out, and she moved quickly behind me. She pressed her body against me, as if she were trying to put me in front of her. Low-level carrots taste good. Wow, you sound just like me. I didn't know you had that skill. The old man, who had been teased, grew more and more pale and twitchy. I felt a little bit relieved.